There's a history of large earthquakes that have occurred as sequences, or at least over the last 1,500 years, and their causes are enigmatic to the scientific community. We currently don't have a reason why the Earth should have a large earthquake in a stable continental interior. There are a lot of good theories, but we don't have a consensus agreement.
But specifically going back almost 200 years, that was quite a blast there. I mean, it rocked in Memphis, Tennessee. People heard it and felt it in Boston, Massachusetts. Is that how deep that fault line runs?
Well, that's part of the geological setting here. It's different than in California or near Hispaniola, where the rocks in the deep crust, miles, 10 to 20 miles deep, are relatively hot and shattered in California and in Haiti at depth. Whereas compared to the central U.S., it's like a hard, cold, dense slab. We have some big cracks down there, but energy travels great distances. Some say 10 to 20 times larger area than the same magnitude in California.
That's the big question on a lot of minds after that massive earthquake in Haiti and the big aftershock this morning. Quakes of that magnitude have struck the U.S. in the past. They will strike again. The big problem, no one knows when or where. It's the job of the U.S. Geological Survey to study and monitor the Earth for seismic activity.
One seismologist here told me when we were here last week that earthquakes can happen anywhere, but there are hot spots, especially in the United States. And I'm here with geophysicist Dr. Paul Earle with the USGS Earthquake Center. And what we're going to do is just take a look at the United States, lower 48, at some of the hot zones. We always think of California when we think of earthquakes in the United States, but there are other danger zones, aren't there?
Certainly there are. For example, in the Pacific Northwest, you're capable of having a magnitude 9 earthquake. This is an earthquake that's as big as the 2004 Sumatra earthquake. Outside of the Pacific Northwest, moving to the New Madrid area, in 1811 and 1812, there were 4 very large earthquakes. These earthquakes were as large or larger than the one that rocked Haiti. One was so large that it made the Mississippi flow backwards. Additionally, as you go more to the east coast, you can see Charleston, where in 1886 there was another very large earthquake of comparable size to the Haiti earthquake.
Okay, I'd like to bring people back to this area right in here. From what I understand, it's a 150-mile long zone from about St. Louis to Memphis. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, and it incorporates about 4 states where the actual fault, they believe the actual faults were that ruptured in these 4 earthquakes.
Okay, and what's interesting that folks might find interesting rather is that a very large quake, about 8.0 magnitude plus, occurred here about 200 years ago, where we're coming up on the 200-year anniversary.
Yeah, in 1811, 1812, and getting the exact magnitude is hard, but it could have been in the 7 to 8 range for those earthquakes.